Hey guys, this is Victor, back for episode 7. I'm pretty excited about this one. We got Sammy back in. Kind of wanted to dive into a few things, but I just want to say thank you for popping in, man. This is episode 7. I think this is the third time that you've been on, so it's been
great. I appreciate you inviting me back again. I think the conversations go really well. I think that's probably why you're like, let's bring them back, man. It seems like we have, whether here or even at the gym, we typically have pretty good combo. So
and I know I haven't seen one just because I started going to that new EOS.
I need to hit it up.
It's fun, and they got all the.
How's the sauna there? Have you checked it?
Not yet. I just got a tattoo.
So yeah. That's the downfall about the tattoos. Tattoos for the sauna and swimming. So I try not to do mine prior to
summertime
pool season.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
In the summer, I haven't really gotten one either.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Before we dig in, man, I want to say thank you. And I had a pretty cool moment at the gym the other day. Somebody that started following my stuff said, "Keep going. You're like good shit." So I was like, for me, that was pretty cool. That was actually really cool.
It's that moment right there that you hear that and you're like,
I was like, fuck.
Inside, exactly. That.
I was like, okay. I was like, I am doing good work. And then I have a couple people that, say they like the energy that we're bringing.
Absolutely.
Too. And then, this is your third one, so you're definitely part of it.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate that.
I appreciate it.
I know. So a couple of things we wanted to dig into. I know we wanted to talk about peptides, but I want to dig in a little first. We want to talk a little bit about growing up in certain environments and not letting it, or possibly almost using it as motivation to veer into certain directions.
Yeah.
And I know you kind of wanted to talk about a little bit about your background and how it may have helped you kind of shape where you're at. If you want to dig into that a little bit.
Yeah, those are some of them get to be touchy subjects, touchy thoughts and stuff like that. But man, I'm pretty much an open book. And if I was more of an interesting person, I feel I'm interesting, but if more people knew me, I could definitely write a book, man, that people would be interested in reading, because I've seen a lot of stuff, man. It's been a crazy road traveled. I mean, for one, in 5th grade, I changed schools 8 times. 8 times in a 9-month period. And that was because of like fighting between my mom and my dad and who am I going with, and you're going over here. 4 times was back to the same school, which was actually with my grandparents in Southern California. So there was that. I mean, that's crazy. 8 times,
8 times.
8 times.
9-month period.
And then, 9-month school, typically 9-month period, and it's like 8 times. So it was, it got to the point where it was kind of a funny little joke at the school that I would go back to at my grandparents, and the teacher would be like, "We got a new student again." And at the time, I'm sure it was really affecting me, but I was the oldest sibling as well. So I felt like I had to be like that kind of model for leader. Yeah. So, that was tough, and always a protector. I've always been a protector of my siblings still to this day. One of my sisters is going through something that's that is affecting her, and I really want to help out as much as possible, but that's a completely other story. But as far as my background, man, I'm the son of a longtime construction worker. My family were all plasters. My grandfather's since passed away, and a lot of them, my uncles, are retired. But son of a plaster, a family of plasters, and I grew up on the job sites 7, 8 years old, like during the summertime. I remember playing. I was 8, 9 years old, playing around, and some guy walked up and says, "Hey, you want to make some money?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I need a hole dug." And I went and asked my dad, and he was like, "Go make some money." So I went with this guy. I mean, we didn't leave anywhere. It was just right there, you know?
Right.
And now that I think about it, now I'm older, like he wasn't giving me a hole to dig for him. He was giving me a hole to dig for me.
Just so you can do something.
I can learn. And it was a lesson for me at that age that I did something and then I received something. So he paid me a few bucks. I mean, I can't quite remember that far back, but I remember the action of me going to do it and then getting paid and feeling that reward of giving a service and receiving back. And from that time forward, man, I was like, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can go out and labor. I can do what I need to do and I can make a living. I can make money. I mean, I played a lot of sports. We talked about that. I played semi-pro baseball till I was like 32, 33 years old. But I played a lot of baseball, obviously, coming up from that. But anytime I was off season, I would go in my middle school years. So 7th and 8th grade, I would go work for my uncle. And he was by trade, he was a chemist, worked for like Dunlop, Sinclair, and those guys. But his family, this was my aunt's husband. So his side of the family, they were all into fitness stuff back in the day in the 80s. I mean, remember the old big pants, the colorful, crazy pants? I remember those always hanging in the shop and I'd see people wearing them. My stepdad used to get them from him all the time and he'd wear them around the house. And my stepdad didn't work out. It was always funny. Right. But I would go work with him and we would go to the Cypress swap meet in Southern California, Saturdays and Sundays. And we'd set up and I'd sit there all day and we'd sell gym equipment, fitness gear, nutrition stuff, whatever. And I'd get $60 a day. So in middle school, every Monday morning, I basically got $120 in my pocket.
Back then, that's a lot, man.
Dude, you have no idea. Like that's I was I was the one, like at that age, learned how to earn money. And from there on, man, I always worked. I always worked through high school. Anytime I wasn't playing sports and had available time, I was hustling. I was making money. I did what I had to do. And it just taught me a life lesson of you can't just sit around and expect things to come to you. You got to go out and do it. You got to go out and do it.
Do you think that's what, because you said just having to change schools so many times, that's what kind of pushed you towards a certain direction?
I think that is,
or was there anybody else, I guess, whether it's family, friends, mentors, that could have kind of helped you veer towards, working hard? I feel like that working hard pushed you into the health and fitness, and also getting your values to get your family going, and stuff like that. Do you feel like there was anybody else out there that could have kind of affected that?
What's crazy is I'm like nothing's coming to, like, a specific person isn't coming to mind of that somebody that positively affected my life when I was younger, more than me thinking about the negative things that happened when I was younger, because there was quite a bit of those, and it made me think, I don't want this.
Okay.
So in a sense, almost an opposite type of effect,
right?
Of you see the bad things and know that you don't want that to happen. Yeah, want that. So you want to make changes in your life. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't always like that. I mean, I had my own trials and tribulations, and doing dumb things, and extremely fortunate not to, maybe get caught or get in trouble for certain things that I did in my past. I live an extremely straight and narrow life now. And, I live by God's rule. I treat people with respect, honesty. I'll shake your hand, and my handshake to me is gold. So I think my upbringing molded me to be somebody that I wasn't modeled behind. So the drug lifestyle in the 80s that I grew up in was crazy. I mean, it was there. It was present. I mean, I won't go into name of and description, but I was brought up in a outlaw MC culture. So MC being a motorcycle club. One of the big two and I was not involved, but I was there. I was a child of that. My mother was what they call property of. She wore a cut that said property of, and it was my stepdad's name on her back, and he wore his club patch, and it was something in the lifestyle that I seen, and it was a party lifestyle. There was always things going on. There was always people. For me, it was kind of cool because most of these people had kids too. So anytime they would come over, they would bring their kids. So it was like extended family. We always called each other cousins and stuff like that, but we were no blood, no relation at all, other than that type of lifestyle. It never pays off. Those lifestyles never pay off. They're fun when they're fun. It's just like the party's fun, and then the lights go on, the club's shut down, and then that's when the fun ends. You got to go home. Very similar situation. So,
okay.
But yeah, those type of things made me who I actually thought that was going to be my lifestyle because I was around it in my, early teenage years into 14, 15, 16 years old. And then, things changed.
Was there a moment where you realized this ain't it? I need to get out of here.
So,
like, was there like a specific, like, oh shit, this lifestyle is not for me.
Well,
this is leading me to the wrong path.
Yeah. Fortunately for me, I never, like I said, just kind of backtrack. I never got in trouble for a few things that I did when I was younger. So the law thing wasn't a big deal for me. For me, I guess it was always odds. I've always thought about things as like odds. Like, you got away with it this many times, your chances are running out.
You're going to get caught.
You're going to get caught. Things are going to happen, and then you're going to have to deal with the repercussions, and then, a record, and now you got to deal with that. You're going to have that chasing your whole life. So I think I finally got to the point where I was like, all right, I'm going to go out a winner because I haven't been in trouble. And I just changed things in my life. And then obviously pretty young at 23, I was married to my first wife. I had already had two children my senior year. I had two different girls pregnant my senior year. So I had two older daughters. And then I got with my first wife in the late, like 99. We got married in 2001. Had two kids. I was raising one of hers. And then we started partying. We started the party, and then it was like we had to move away because all of our friends were involved in this, and it wasn't a good situation. So we went for about 2 years, kind of like running down a path in a lifestyle that was going to be no turning back. Right. And we both decided like we need to stop, and it was stop before you lose everything. Again, your odds are kind of about to come up.
So you just kind of caught it before it.
Caught it. Yeah. I mean, it did, but I guess just like anything else, that I'd been strong enough to be able to maintain a level head to get away from certain things. So that lifestyle I have not touched since 2004, 2005. Wow. So
was that hard? Just cutting it out?
It wasn't hard when I thought about the consequence, and the consequence was going to be losing my family. So it was like, keep partying, or I was given an ultimatum by my first wife. I want to stop. If you don't stop, you're going to lose your family. So that made it easy. If I was just partying and I should stop, or people had told me I should stop, I probably wouldn't have had that motivation to stop. I would have been like, nah, I don't want to.
So ultimately your family pretty much saved your life. You would say
100%.
Okay.
Yep. So, which was good. It was crazy because she was the one that got me involved in that. And then she gave me the ultimatum to get out. So
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
What, going through all that, what kind of pushed you to, because I feel like all that energy, the partying, I'm guessing drinking.
Yeah. Drinking, drugs. Yep. Having the wrong crowd around.
Having the wrong crowd around you. What eventually pushed you to put all, because that energy went somewhere, right? The energy you're putting there, what pushed you to put it? You know what? I need to put that energy towards my family, my health, work. So what made you decide this is kind of what I need to start focusing on? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I see it. So, I mean, obviously we stopped partying, and then I was still married. Great job, great career, the whole nine. I didn't really get into fitness until later on. I mean, my journey that I'm on right now only started it's just under about 3 years now. So that other time had passed a long time ago. And then it just became, I mean, I continued to drink. And it wasn't like I was a drunk or an alcoholic or anything. I just continued to drink. I was a very social drinker. Right. And I wanted to be around people, and I wanted to have a beer in my hand. And every once in a while I'd have a cocktail. I was never a really big liquor type of person.
Right.
Never one to sit there and just take shots and shots. It wasn't me, but beer was kind of the thing that I liked. And then one day I could just kind of see myself, and I started seeing myself just deplete. I could see it in my eyes, and then obviously I seen it in my body. And, you see yourself at the most vulnerable point. I mean, you take a shower every day. So you yourself get to see what 99.99% don't ever see. And that's you in the birthday suit. And when it's looking really unhealthy and you're not happy with it, and you have those like, thoughts when you look at yourself, it's like, well, what are you going to do about it? Like, make a decision and do it, Right. So I did. I made that decision. I literally made the decision leaving the bar. And I was leaving the bar, and I made the decision that I just drank my last beer. And just like the drugs, except for it wasn't an ultimatum from anybody else, but from myself, it was like, are you done? And I'm a weirdo. I tilted my mirror. I don't know if we talked about it before, but I tilted my mirror, and I have a conversation with myself. I look myself in my eyes, literally in my own eyes, and I have a conversation with myself, and I ask myself a question, and then I answer it. And it sounds weird. I mean, I wouldn't do that normally, but I do it. I've done it a couple times in my life where I really need to have a talk with myself. And at that moment, I was convinced that I was ready to put that behind me.
Right.
And I never had another drink.
It's funny you talk about the talking to yourself. I was at the gym. I forgot my headphones. So I was just, training, and I was doing a set, and I think I was struggling with my last couple of reps, and I just heard myself say, come on, Victor, you're stronger than that. And I was like, and then I was like, oh, I think, and then I kind of like talked to myself, and I said, no, yeah, I need to go up and wait. So after that, I've actually, the way I talk to myself, sometimes I'll go work out and I'll have my headphones on, but I actually have no music on.
Really?
And then but I have the headphones on with no music because it blocks out the noise.
Okay.
Still.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of thinking and kind of talking to myself in my head while I'm working out. Now, it's funny you mentioned that, because I kind of recently started doing that. And then I kind of want to talk about for me personally, growing up, to me, it was normal to have two parents, because I grew up with that. Yeah. And I remember,
you were very lucky.
And it's fun. I still remember one time, my buddy, my dad would pick me up from football practice, and a buddy of mine would need a ride too. So, he got in the car, and he had a huge gash on his hand from practice. And my dad looked at it, and he's like, so he was a CNA.
Okay.
So he had some equipment in the truck. He got his equipment, he bandaged it up, cleaned it, everything.
Nice.
And then afterwards, my buddy looked at me, he's like, dude, your dad's a fucking badass.
Hell yeah.
But I looked at him, I said, but I kind of looked like,
why?
Like, what? This is what he does. Like, to me, that didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't process. I didn't process at that age how lucky I was to like. Well, yeah, that's what he does. Yeah. Like, to me, it was just something normal.
But to him, it was something he didn't.
To him, he didn't have that.
Yeah.
Where he was just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like my buddies at school, like my football teammates, there were a couple of them were like, dude, your dad's, because he would sometimes he would go to our practices early and just watch me practice.
That's awesome.
And he'd be the only one there, and to me, I didn't realize how lucky I was, because I didn't realize how many of my high school mates and teammates didn't have that.
Yeah.
Or even in my family, I have a lot of cousins that didn't really grow up with their dad.
I think we've talked, right? You were the only one, right? You of your family, or the only one?
Yeah,
Like
one
your cousins and stuff?
of one side of my family, my mom and dad were the only ones that didn't ever like separate for any period of time. Which is wild to me that like coming from that background, they were able to keep steady like that.
Yeah.
So I think I have an uncle all the time that tells me and my sisters, like, you guys are so blessed to have them as parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. We hear it all the time.
Yeah.
And so to me, it would be, to me growing up, it was just normal I thought it was normal for people to get married and just stay together. That is definitely not the case anymore.
No, I have, now, that we're still kind of touching on childhood. I remember it's a vivid memory in my brain of me walking in. I was kindergarten age, so 5 years old, 6 years old, walking in the door, and my dad was sitting on the arm of the couch, literally right in the. Remember back in the day, it would have like a piece of the linoleum right when you walked in, like 4x4, and there would be carpet. Mm-hmm. I never even came off that spot. I walked right in. He was sitting on the arm of the couch. My little brother was born. He was in an infant seat on the floor, and my mom was standing there. And my dad was telling me he was leaving. That him and my mom were getting a divorce. Oh, and that moment was the last time I ever seen my parents together in the same room without fighting. Now since then they're older. They both, well older. They've come to things, weddings and whatnot. But in my younger days, I had never seen it after that point. And all I ever wanted was my parents to ever get back together. And then my mom started, dating, and there was guys and different guys. And then she had dated what ended up being my stepdad early on, years before. And then she did other things, and then she got back with him and circled back. And then I think when I was about 11, she got back with him. And then he was around all the way up. He taught me how to drive. He'd go to my baseball games. He would be a guy in the crowd heckling me, telling me to hit a home run. He'll give me his paycheck and stuff like that. He used to drive me crazy, but he was a parent that would go. He would be there at practices, and he actually coached my 6th grade flag football team. And he didn't need to do any of that. I was a step kid that gave him problems. The guy was a pain in the ass because that's what stepsons do, I guess. You know what I mean?
Like, you're not my dad.
Yeah, you're not my dad. And then I wasn't in the mold of somebody he wanted, so there was that bumping heads type thing for a long time. And I know at the end of the day, he loved me and I loved him, and he has since passed away. But him and I ended up having a really good relationship in the long run. I realized what he actually did for our family and everything he tried to do. And he was a good guy. He was a good guy. And he's now passed, and he's with my brother, which was his son. Because my brother passed away in 96 in a car accident. I don't know if we touched that, but that was a big one too, man. That was, that moment in my life, like, flipped a lot of things. I was, in my mind, I had the talent and necessarily have the brain, because I didn't like to do schoolwork. I did enough schoolwork to get by and be able to play sports, unfortunately. But I always did what I had to do. And then that moment in my life, my senior year, 3 months before graduation, my brother was killed in a car accident, and he was a junior, and we shared a room. So that ripped me apart, man.
That's brutal.
It really was. It was a time period that you'll never forget. It gets easier as time passes. And think about all the time. I use certain key things that have to do with him. Like my lock screen on my phone is a certain thing that reminds me of him every single day, But as an 18-year-old kid, because I was 18 my senior year, 18-year-old kid, that transition in life, man, it was, I finished school and went for about 6 weeks of just going to the store and buying 2 tall cans of Bud Ice at like 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning, coming back and drinking because I was depressed. I was miserable. And then I had the whereabouts of in my brain to say after about 2 months of that, like, this is not going to be a good lifestyle for you. You should probably make changes because you're falling into the trap of your past,
Right.
Lifestyle that was shown to you. So I went and knocked on one of our neighbor's door. He had did a remodel on our house like 2 years prior to that. And I worked for him for the summer. And he told me if I ever needed a job, let him know. He was a general contractor. So he was like, you can have a job with me. So about 2 months of, drinking pretty heavily every day. I went and knocked on his door one day. Very similar to me walking out of the bar and having a conversation with myself. It was one of those days that said, I need a job.
Yeah, you need to stop.
And I was like, Mike told me he would give me a job. And I went, knocked on the door. He opened the door. He's like, hey, Sam, what's happening? I said, Mike, I need a job. His response was, I'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Don't be late.
That fast. He was waiting.
He was waiting.
He was waiting for you.
He was waiting. Because it was day 2 after I was working for him on our house remodel. I've always been one to pick up fast. I don't stand around. I'm not waiting for you to tell me what to do. Right. I'm going to look and I'm going to do it. And at that time I was wheelbarrowing, shit out. But he told me day 2, he was like, hey, if you ever need a job, you got a job with me. And then, so when I went and asked him, and it was crazy because I was making $50 a day in 1996, $50 a day, pounding nails in straps, earthquake straps on houses and whatnot. And I thought it was great. $250 a week, Monday through Friday. Shit, think about that now. Like,
yeah, right. During that time period.
Yeah. So, I remember working the minimum wage jobs for $5.25. Think about that now, man. These kids now are getting like $19 and $22 starting. Yeah, it's good for them, and the economy is way different. The cost of living is crazy. But yeah, going from $5.25 to where I'm at now, I make a fair living.
Yeah, you can survive now. Yep. Shit. Yeah,
raise a family on it.
Yeah, that's what simple things like the other day, I was like, man, I was able to buy my own house. I paid off my car. Laundry's done, meal prep, food's ready for the week. All the bills are paid.
Good feeling.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to sit back like, I'm all right, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to be all right.
I turned out all right.
I think I did okay, Yeah. It's crazy. You were talking about losses, man. When my dad passed away.
How long has that been?
That was 2020. It wasn't COVID. It was cancer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, man. It was tough. It sucked because I was actually, I was in Vegas. My mom called that he's on, my mom, I couldn't speak to my mom very well. She was crying. So then I called my sister. My sister's crying. I was like,
I need somebody to tell me what's going on.
I was like, I need to go home. So I just bought an airplane ticket, flew out the next day, was there a couple of weeks. It was, man, that was pretty brutal. Actually, that helmet right there.
Okay.
My dad used to go to every single high school football game.
Okay.
And the head coach of the team signed it at the funeral.
Wow.
And gave it to us.
Wow.
So yeah.
He was a fan of the sport and the school, not necessarily even if you guys weren't there.
Yeah, even before I was playing, he went to every game, and they, Coach Adame was graceful enough to stop by and show support. They actually lent us the high school flag that they would put up.
Really?
Yeah, we had it in the funeral. It was really nice to see how he touched and affected other people's lives. Because honestly, if it wasn't for COVID, I think that funeral home would have been like freaking packed. Really? We had to cut back on how many people showed up. Man. Even though we were still over the number.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not going to have people not come in.
Yeah. You're probably lucky you were in Texas at that time.
Well, no, I wasn't.
No, I'm saying the funeral was out there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. A little bit more a conservative type thing. It allowed it to happen.
For sure.
Yeah.
Luckily my mom, well, not luckily, but my mom worked at the hospital, and during that time, they didn't let visitors in, and she just raised hell. She's like, I'm going to go see.
It's my husband.
Yeah. So one of the nurses was like, they weren't fighting. Like, just go.
Yeah.
Because you wasn't being there by themselves, dude.
Yeah.
That whole thing was bullshit, But yeah, that was really nice, man.
Yeah.
And
your mom wanted you to take it.
Oh, I was like, I don't want a lot of stuff, but I want that and that.
Oh, there you go.
That eagle.
That was his?
Yeah, he got it in Mexico. Fuck, dude. I was a little kid. I just remember he bought them in Mexico and brought the eagle. Nice. That eagle. And
those are things you remember from being a kid.
Oh yeah.
And good times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, that was tough, dude. And I remember I came back, just when I would go to the gym, I just felt no emotion. It was just blank, like nothing. It took me a while to kind of come out of that, but still think of him all the time.
I'll bet.
For sure. So
yeah.
But like I said, I think I'm lucky. Me and my sisters were lucky that we had both of our parents for sure all the time. My dad would go shopping with my sisters, like to buy dresses and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, he was like a dude, but he knew how to
be dad.
He knew how to be dad.
That's awesome.
For sure. He was just a good guy.
That's good.
Yeah. So
it's tough to do sometimes too, man. Especially, this time, day and age, like everybody's so impatient. People are rude. I was out shopping. We just went last week. We went to Costco. I don't recommend Costco this time of year.
Absolutely not.
I do not recommend Costco December. And I'll lead into it, but I think there's a peptide that I take. It's the NAD that has me like really at a chill state. So I was one where my blood pressure would be able to go up in a hot second, so I just chilled, man. I was just watching people's reaction because they couldn't get through, and they're just like, and I'm just like, man, smile a little bit, take a second, and get on some NAD because it definitely helps. But just being at Costco and watching the madness there of the people and being so impatient, and I don't even know how they let that many people. I get it that many people can be in there, but with these big, huge shopping carts and carts that they pull around, it's crazy. And then add in the sample stands every couple aisles, and then people congregate around those, man.
So the key is when I go to Costco, I go 45 to 30 minutes before closing on Friday.
Okay. Is that the key? Is that the key right there? Okay.
It's not too crowded. Actually,
there you go. I'll have to remember that for sure.
Yeah, I didn't know. So, okay. I'm glad you mentioned it, so we can kind of lean into, because I know that's one thing you wanted to talk about, and I want to talk about it because I don't really know anything about this subject. I've had patients bring it up. I had a patient talk about how he had a pretty severe wound from a nurse kind of wrapped his foot wrong into a cast, and it cut his foot. And he said that he took a peptides, and after 2 weeks, the wound was gone. That's because he's diabetic.
Yeah.
So
extremely good. He has to be extremely cautious about it because he's diabetic.
Right. And he did, he did quite a bit of research, he told me, you know. And so that's why I kind of wanted to, I know you wanted to talk about it. What are the peptides you take right now, and how have they kind of helped you with your health journey?
So we'll start by me saying I'm not a professional. I do not give advice to people on peptides. I definitely tell people to look into peptides. I'll give them what I take, and I'll tell them to research it. If somebody's asking me about one or what is it that you take, I'll tell them, open your phone, and I'll have them go to their search bar, and I'll have them put it in so that they can see, so that for themselves, because some of these words that they use and some of these things I can't repeat, let alone say when I look at it, you know what I mean? So,
right.
But we'll start by I think everybody thinks right now that peptides are like brand new to the market. Like it's some new thing that's like just coming out. It's like the new fat loss thing, peptides. They've been around for over 30 years. You know what the most common peptide is in the world? Insulin. People don't know that. People just think that's a medication that diabetics take. It's a peptide.
Yeah, your body produces it.
Exactly. Sure. And that's what peptides are. They're receptors that are in your own body, and what the peptides, where your body have peptides. So they're essentially giving you them for your receivers to work, to start discussing with your body and your brain and your nervous system, to start helping with wound care or tendon damage or appetite cravings, because we all have them, so I would say ones that I'm messing with right now, and my guess is the one that he was using. There's one called BP 157, and there's also another one called TB 500. They're two separate peptides. They both do two separate things. When combined together, they do wonders. So they actually call it, there's a name for it. They call it the Wolverine stack. And people are like, why? I'm like, well, if you've seen Wolverine, the movies and the cartoons, the comics, he heals like that. And that's what these things do. They literally do it right. Now, here's the crazy part about it is somebody can just get the peptide without knowledge or experience or somebody giving them more knowledge on how to. You can mess up your peptide in a hot minute by not preparing it right, by shaking it, by storing it improperly, by injecting it the wrong way. And then all of a sudden, a month later, you're like, nothing happened to me and I didn't get healed. So immediately you think,
it didn't work.
It didn't work. I'm learning. I mean, I come home from work. I want to gain knowledge on my craft, which is get better at health and be able to help people soon. When I get my certification, I want to know what I'm talking about. So I come down and I come home and I do a lot of, I say research, but I'm watching a ton of YouTube. So
that's what I was going to ask. Any specific channels?
I can look right now. I believe his name is Dr. Jones. He's on YouTube. He has been the one that has speaks the clearest, the easiest to understand, and breaks it down. And as you're watching it, it almost seems like as you're watching it, you have a question, he's answering the question. You think about something else, he's answering the question. So he really does know what he's doing. I believe it's Dr. Jones. I'll look here in a second.
Yeah, if you can send it to me, I can just add it to the description.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll do that. He's been, now there's a ton of others. Now the downfall to watching a ton of them, of multiple different people's contents, just like gym content, is there's a ton of way to work your biceps. There's a ton of way to work your legs. So everybody has their own opinion on these things and how things work. So I tend to get too much information from different. And so I need to weed through them and find out what's best for me. So, I mean, there's some of these peptides that you should take first thing in the morning, completely fasted. There's some that are better to take at night, right before you're going to go to bed. Some of the most common and popular ones right now are the GLP weight loss ones, tirzepatide. I don't take them, so I don't know all the names of them. Now, the the newest and most popular, it's one that's called retatrutide. I've actually dabbled in it, and it really does help you lose weight. But it's also one of those ones like the tirzepatide. People start losing weight fast, but instead of losing all fat, they're losing muscles. Those ones are stripping the body.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Yeah. So now the retatrutide does not. It goes after fat. It goes after the things, and you can maintain your size and your strength and whatnot. And then there's also another one called tesamorelin that I also take. That one is just literally going to take the visceral fat. It's going to remove the visceral fat around your waistline.
Tesamorelin?
Tesamorelin.
Okay.
I'll send you
Yeah, because that's my...
all of us. I've been noticing, man, these have been the worst for me over the years. Love handles, right? And I would hate looking at myself from the backside. Even in a shirt, I would see it. I'm like, it bugs me. I mean, since I've worked out, I used to wear extra large. I wear large, and I'm like, people are like, yeah, but you're getting bigger. Yeah, but I'm getting smaller here. So they fit better. And that's because of the hard work, dedication in the kitchen. Don't forget, dedicate in the kitchen, because that's half the battle, if not more. Eating proper food, eating at a proper time, allowing your food to digest, so on and so forth. We all know we don't always exercise that the best, but that, and then these peptides, they're really helping.
Because I would think of the peptides as more of a boost. People still need to really, like you said, dial down.
Oh, you're not going to get the results by just
you gotta dial down
taking
nutrition and weight training, proper recovery still.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Doesn't mean you have to go be a bodybuilder.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you have a normal gym routine, whatever your gym routine is, not everybody wants to put on muscle. Some people just want to be lean and thin, and great for them. So they come in and do cardio. They do cardio, and then they get out of there. They feel great. Maybe there's some peptides in there, because I know a lot of people that do cardio, just strictly cardio. I mean, it's like runners. Runners, you think they're completely healthy, but a lot of them are not very healthy. I mean, your body goes through a lot of stuff, and your body is stripped of muscle. Like runners, when do you ever see a large runner? You don't. They're always extremely small. And if you ask them, their joints probably hurt, their shoulders probably hurt, their knees probably hurt, their hips probably hurt. There's peptides that'll definitely help with those.
Unless you're a sprinter, then that's a different kind of running.
No, exactly. So, real quick, my peptide choices, obviously, the BPC and the TB. I take that right now for maintenance. What I say for maintenance is I'll pin that once, maybe twice a week. It's just something that I keep going on in my body. Because I do work out and I work out hard, so it helps with recovery. The BPC 157 also helps for good gut health, maintains good gut health, so we can all benefit from better gut health. So that one I call maintenance. Now, if I get an injury or something like that, I'll increase maybe my dosage, or maybe also throw in an extra day in there. And then before I know it, a few days later, whatever that was, gone.
Okay.
It's gone. I also take NAD, and I'm sorry, again, not a professional. I'm not going to be able to recite the exact names for these abbreviations, but the NAD or NAD plus, the nickname for that one is the Benjamin Button peptide, because it's supposed to help reverse. Obviously, I'm not going to start getting younger. It's impossible. It's not going to work, but it's supposed to start regenerating certain parts of my body. It helps with, there's been studies where it shows hair color going back to your original hair color. I mean, from starting to turn gray or white, there's some people that are getting their darker hair back from this.
No kidding.
So, I actually give it to my wife and I. We both take it on a daily basis. We take a small dose, so it just stays in there.
Have you noticed the changes?
Again, I feel like my mood has been extremely and I didn't realize it. The other day, it was probably, I don't know, it's probably been a month ago. I got off work and I had to go run an errand. And then I was on the north side of town and I was coming back, and I was on the 215 and roughly Buffalo Jones area, just coming up to the 15. But I mean, still 3-4 miles, started slowing down, started seeing brake lights. So I stopped. Before I would be like, I got to get off the freeway. I don't want to sit in this. And I just got into it, and then I just, all right, music on, and I just chilled, and I had no aggravation whatsoever. And I was like, I wonder if this is the peptide. I wonder if this is the calmingness, because I've reached that point now where I'm just
right.
And it could be a combination of everything, the gym and what it's doing for me, and just living a better lifestyle, eating more healthy. Gut health, I'm sure, has to do with your mood and stuff. But at the end of the day, I got to say what I'm doing is working.
Yeah, because those little things, I don't know if you remember, we talked about this, but was it about a month ago? That kid that, I say kid, I think he was 21 or 22. He got in road rage with somebody, and he shot
the 11-year-old kid.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was just people don't realize how important it is to just try to keep yourself, even keel.
Yeah.
It was crazy because it was actually right next to my clinic.
Really?
I was so that day, everybody was late. Like, I was just like, where the fuck are all the patients at? I'm so confused. Like,
Yeah.
because the traffic was like backed up on Horizon Drive like crazy. And I said, usually it's not this bad. There must have been a bad accident.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I thought there was. And then all of a sudden, everybody just showed up on time, like at the exact same time.
Really?
Traffic, yeah. So I was really annoyed. I was like, these goddamn shitty drivers. And then I look and I was like, oh shit, this dumbass went and shot. He said he thought he was just shooting at nobody, but it was a back seat. But yeah, there was a little kid back there. Yeah. So yeah,
his life's over now.
Yeah, it's over.
I mean, he'll probably see the day, when he's 50.
Yeah, but
his life is over. Like,
yeah, he's done. Isn't that crazy? So yeah,
and then the life of the family. It was a stepdad too. The stepdad had the son, and so like I wonder how the mom and the stepdad, like, is there going to be some blame there?
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
I can't imagine them being together after that.
Yeah, like, I thought about that too.
He was under your protection.
Yeah, and whatever you did, like, what did you do to aggravate that person?
Right, like something pissed him off.
Yeah. And I've been in those roles before. I've been in those roles before where somebody pissed me off, or I pissed somebody off, and then they want to, you're a guy. What do you want to do? It's like, now it's just like somebody cuts me off. I just
go ahead, man. I'm tired.
The worst I'll do now, and it's so funny, and people get a little aggravated, but I'll go like, boom. I'll hit them with the thumbs down, man. Like, not good, man. And then I'll just gone. You
know what I do? Have you ever seen there's the Chris Rock movie where he's running for president, and he talks about how he's like, man, when we watch Looney Tunes, what's the one thing that would piss Elmer Fudge the most that Bugs Bunny would do? He's like, he would kiss up to him. So if I'm on the road and like somebody tries to do something, I'm just like, give him a little kiss.
Yeah.
Like, motherfucker. Yeah. And then I'll do one of these. Yeah. I'm just like, I love you too, buddy. And so
and your blood pressure didn't go up.
I'm just like, I'm chilling, man. If that's gonna piss you off, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. And I did that to somebody one time, and they did it back too, and I was like, that's kind of fun.
There you go. Yeah, so I think that right there, me sitting in traffic that day, and it's not even like I tried to get out of it. I just sat there, and then I was in it for like 20 minutes, and it was just like, I'm gonna get there when I get there.
Yeah, that's a small win right there, man.
It really was. It was for me that day. I took it as a small win for sure.
But a win for sure, because you never know how things can kind of churn out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How did you kind of jump into peptides?
And peptides? Yeah. I think it was you met Chuck.
I did
at the gym.
Yeah, he kind of mentioned it a little bit to me.
Yeah, so one day, him and I had got to start talking. Just it was kind of like morning type stuff, and then it would be a quick little conversation. And then one day he walked up to me and he asked me if I had ever messed with any peptides, and I was like, I confused peptides with something else because I had never even heard of peptides before. Mm-hmm. And this was probably a year ago, maybe ish. And I hadn't even heard of peptides. I thought he was talking about SARMs, which are more oral type of fitness things that people have that stipulation. Oh, I don't want to do steroids or gear or anything like that. I'm going to do SARMs. You're doing the same shit. You're enhancing your body, but you're not doing a steroid. You know what I mean? So in my mind, that's what I thought he was asking me. And I was like, oh no, I've looked into that stuff before. And then I kind of looked it up. I was like, oh, it's not even I was confused. So then I hit him up next time. I was like, hey man, you asked me about peptides. I confused it with something else. What is it? And he was like, he started telling me, but again, he was very new and he wasn't super knowledgeable.
Still trying to figure it out.
He was still trying to figure it out. So he told me, that he had a way to get peptides. And so I started looking around, and so I tried some. And again, I think I did what I talked about a little while ago. I messed up in the beginning. Like I thought, you inject the water or your solution into the thing and it's cloudy and you shake it. Oh, you ruin it. You ruin it right there. So I've gone through those type of things. So if you decide you're going to do some peptides, take the time to do some research. Take the time to get some guidance on the best way to prepare them, to store them, to inject them. It'll make things a lot better, and your results will show. So
Right.
that's my key to the peptide game. Again, not a professional. Don't give advice on dosages or what you should stack or what you should take yourself. Always get your blood work done. See what your blood work is doing, and then there's some forums out there that you can reach out to some of these people that are more knowledgeable, that have been doing in the industry for 15, 20, 25 years. And you can kind of let them read your results and tell them what you got going on, and they can help you with some certain things.
That's awesome,
So
man.
I'll send you a couple links. That
Yeah, for sure.
I
You answered all the questions pretty much that I was going to ask just
Awesome.
I was like, oh, yep, answered that. I think the only thing, is there any misconceptions about peptides that people should kind of realize that's not the case?
It's not a steroid. I think people think because, like I said, insulin's a peptide.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people think because it's so prevalent in the gym environment and the bodybuilding industry or bodybuilding area, that people think, and for the most part, you have to inject it. I know they do have some BPC, TB pills, which is kind of weird because you can buy them on TikTok Shop. You can't buy the injectables on TikTok Shop, and everything that you buy always says it's a key thing for them to be able to sell it is not for human consumption. And this is for research purposes only. I get it. It's FDA stuff.
CYA.
Yep, exactly. So they do that, but they do have some pill versions in some of these. I particularly don't like any of those because now you're processing it through your liver. You're going to process through your kidneys. Your body is not going to process the entire pill. A lot of those pills have fillers, glues, and whatnot. So the misconception is, oh, you got to use a needle. You're doing this. And so right away, they're turned off. They don't want to hear it. And in your mind, you're like, but this will help you.
Yeah, I think that's probably the same thing with TRT.
And TRT, people think, and that's the funny part too. And you'll get guys be like, oh, I just got on TRT, or I've been doing TRT for a year, man. I feel great. It's a steroid. No, it's not. It's TRT. You're injecting testosterone
right
into your body.
And it's not natural.
Right. It's a steroid. What's the big deal? It's not a big deal. TRT, you feel good? Great. You feel good. That's all that matters, man. That's all that matters. To each his own. You can have your own opinions, but
yeah, to me, it makes me more functional too.
100%.
It makes me work better. I'm in a better mood.
Yeah. You come home, you're not burnt, you're not tired, you're not trying to hit the couch for a freaking nap.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And that's what I found out. Like in the beginning, I was like getting off of work, man. And this is before I wasn't even working out yet. Dabbling a little bit, kind of going. I wasn't very serious, but I was going, me and a coworker. But dude, I would get home from work and I would walk in the house. And if I sat down on the couch in my work clothes, I was a rat, man. I was like, I wouldn't even hear my daughters come home from school and nothing. I'd wake up 2 or 3 hours later. And I don't know if you've ever taken a 2-hour nap in the middle of the day, but you almost can't even wake up from that. You're just lethargic. Yep. So I started realizing the signs of low T. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it ended up being, is my testosterone levels were low. So what I did was I scheduled a doctor's appointment, went in, told them that I wanted to get some blood work, and had to fast. It's one of those ones where they want you fasted. They want your blood as clean, or whatever the reason behind that, but fasted. So then I had to go in on the next Saturday morning to go do blood. And then basically what I was asking was for them to check my testosterone level, because I would like to look into TRT. And I went through my primary physician first. The doctor had told me that normal range is 300 to 900 for normal adult male testosterone level.
300.
And she told me, being, you know, as you age, like that testosterone number comes down. Obviously, you're producing less testosterone. I came in at 308. Normal 300, 900. I was at 308. So I was definitely feeling all the signs of being low T. And she told me I didn't qualify. I was like, I don't qualify?
No, that's crazy.
She was like, no, the range is 3 to 9 and you're at 308. And I'm like,
what, are you nuts?
8 points, like 8 points.
Are you fucking kidding me? No.
So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll have to go another route. And I ended up going another route, you know, and I did my own research. And I went to a secure site. I secured some testosterone and again, researched how to do it, where to do it, how often to do it based on the different types of testosterone that you can buy. And I started pinning testosterone and started more of a gym regimen because I was like, oh, now I'm doing this. I feel better. Let me do a little bit more. And then I went back in to get my levels checked again. And when I came back from my reading, she was like, Mr. Anderson, what's going on here? And I knew what she was talking about. I was like, well, what do you mean? And she was like, well, last time you were here, your levels were 308 and now you're pushing like 1100. I was like, oh, it's 1100? You know, I was kind of playing, lightening up the mood. And she was like, yeah. She's like, are you doing something? I said, yeah. And she goes, are you going to a clinic? And I didn't really have the money to go to one of these TRT clinics. And I was like, no, I did my own research and secured from a trusted lab, testosterone cypionate, and started doing it myself. And she was like, okay, how do you feel? I says, honestly, I feel great. Like, I feel like I have plenty of energy. I have enough energy to go through my day. I'm sleeping good when I sleep,
right,
and I feel great. And to be honest, things are working really good. And she was like, so do you plan on continuing to go down this route? I said, absolutely. She goes, okay, make sure you continue to come in and get your blood. They do say when you start doing TRT that you should go in like every 8 to 12 weeks max to give blood. So you want to make sure your hemoglobin levels are maintained at a safe level. Essentially, if your hemoglobin levels are too high, your blood is thickening, and that's when we're getting plaque and build up in the arteries.
Yep.
And then the chance for blockage. So listen to your body. Listen to your body. You start feeling a little bit funny. Go in and you can go into any of these donation places, any of these, and donate some blood, and then it just allows your blood to reproduce and it definitely helps out.
Yeah, I've been going to game day health.
Dude, I reached out to them recently.
Yeah.
I just haven't set anything up.
Yeah,
How's that?
It's been good, man. They were really good about testing my blood consistently.
Okay.
Making sure everything's healthy. Allison, it was nice because we started with a certain dose, checked my blood,
Adjusted it
slowly, adjusted it.
Yeah.
Until I hit the correct dosage, and I've been there for the past.
Based on when you say correct dosage, so levels based on your age or where you should be, or
where my testosterone was at.
Okay.
Yeah. So we checked. We hit a dosage.
Where were you? Do you want to talk about it, or you don't want to talk about it?
I was 550.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's just like, you're okay, but you could definitely benefit from more. And I was like, I want those benefits.
Got it.
So we tested. Initially, it actually dropped because your body stops
producing itself,
the natural testosterone.
Yep.
So I'll tell you what, that point, those couple of weeks were pretty brutal.
Yeah.
I was exhausted.
Yeah.
But then eventually.
But you didn't give up. You
didn't No, because I knew it was like, I did research too. I talked to a few other health professionals, and eventually went back to eventually she slowly increased the dosage.
What'd she settle you in at?
1,000.
Okay.
1,000. So right now I'm at 1,000, and I'm sitting around 900 on testosterone.
Okay.
So I'm in a pretty good level. I feel feeling really good. So
nice. And at the end of the day, you feel good.
Yeah. You
don't have a hard time waking up. You get through your day. You're hitting the gym in the morning, so that says something.
Yeah.
Itself.
And so wake up 3:15 in the morning, do my gym work, yoga or sauna. Right now, the sauna because of the tattoo.
Yeah.
And then I go to work from 7 to 6, and then I come home and then do, and maybe I'll do some meal prepping, watch some football, whatever it is. And then by 8:30, out. Perfect. Lights out, get my good sleep, boom, again.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've been pretty consistent with my days.
Nice.
So it's been really helpful, man. Yeah. Especially this past year was pretty tough as far as workload. It kind of cranked up a little bit, and honestly, I don't know if I didn't have it, man. I don't know if I'd be able to put in the hours that I was putting during these past few months and during the summer. Yeah. I mean, I was putting in hours and hours, eval after eval after eval after eval, but I was, for the most part, able to stay here.
Yeah.
Like there would one of my texts accidentally, I was in an eval, and she comes and she's like, Victor, this patient's ready for you. And I looked at her and I was like, I didn't know she was on my schedule. I was like, okay, well, I can be there in like 10, 15 minutes, just put her on heat. And she noticed I said it so nonchalant. And then she comes back, she's just like, I'm sorry. She was on somebody else's schedule.
Somebody else's schedule?
Yeah, and I was just like, that's what I thought. And she's like, you were ready to adapt? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah. Do what we got to do.
I was like, yeah, I would have figured it out. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll still see her if you need me to.
Yeah.
Luckily, I got this eval. Like I figured it out fairly quickly. I'm like, I can still get in there. So nice. No, they got it. So
nice.
Yeah, it's been really helpful with my workload. So
yeah.
But yeah,
it's almost like it's kind of funny is some people might look down on it, right? And not saying anybody specific or anything like that, but maybe the people that look down on, you got to take TRT or testosterone, really, because TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, right? So you got to take testosterone, like, and then you look at them, you're like, I see you drink 4 cups of coffee a day.
Yeah,
like caffeine is you're doing it with caffeine,
right?
You're subsidizing, that with that. Like I get. My mind, that's how I think sometimes. Like,
well, it's like even that. So I drink one of these usually I don't have them on the weekends, but I had one in the fridge. I was like, I'm going to just treat myself today.
There you go.
I have one of these a day, and the amount of people at the clinic, they're like, that'll kill you. And I kind of want to tell them, like, oh yeah, come work out with me. Go to the sauna. That'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Come do what I do.
Exactly.
That'll kill you.
Yeah.
I was like, no, what you're doing, your health and what you're eating, that's killing you.
Yeah.
Like this, maybe this is compared to everything else I do.
Yeah.
This isn't
no.
hurt.
And I tend to go with the 0 sugar ones, so no calories, no sugar. So like in my mind, I'm like, there's no value to that. So does that not go towards your daily intake?
What
like having one of these, you know what I mean? Like as far because is there 0 calories in there?
0 calories, 10 calories.
10 calories.
The caffeine, but it's only 150.
Yeah.
This is like so I just take it. I mean, I wake up at 3, so I take it around 1 or 2 o'clock just to get me through the afternoon. And most of the time, I don't even finish it. I'm just kind of sipping on it just to kind of get me through the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, whoever keeps on, all the people keep on telling me that this will kill me. No. Come work out with me.
That's it. That's it.
That'll kill you.
Yeah.
This is.
I'll second that. I see them in there. I guess I'm not going to see you as much anymore unless I go hit it over there, which I'll definitely go hit it over there.
Yeah, we need to plan a workout, dude. I don't know. I went there. The only thing I didn't see, I'll have to double check, is I didn't see a landmine.
Really?
And I like my landmine workout.
Yeah.
So on my shoulder days,
you're going to have to come over there.
I'm going to have to get in my landmines, do that single arm and Viking press. So
yeah.
I'm going to double check again tomorrow. If I don't see it, then shoulder day, I might still go to the.
That's what Abraham does. You know who Abraham is? He's the guy in there. He lost like 300 pounds.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So he does that. He hits a couple different ones based on what he's hitting that day, on which facility has a better variety of or maybe just a certain machine or a certain thing that he likes.
Yeah, shoulder day might be Sunset.
He does his over there too. He does his shoulder days in the landmine in the corner.
Yeah, I gotta have my landmine. Yeah. So I'll kind of look at it again. It's pretty big, so like even today, I was just like, oh shit, they do have this machine. You know, I was still kind of catching stuff.
Yeah.
So but yeah, my shoulders might be still Sunset, but
There you go.
on the weekends, I might still stop by there, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting ready to go into a bigger transition with mine. My work schedule is getting ready to change. I don't know if I had told you, but be starting at midnight to 8 a.m. Big change. I mean, so instead of letting it be a negative thought, like, oh my God, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? I'm like, all right, adapt to change. So typically, like you, I'm sure you go to the gym fasted. You don't eat before you go, right?
Unless it's the weekend and I can have my overnight oats before.
But on your typical Monday through Friday where you're up at 3 and you're in there right after you get up and you go and you're fasted. So same thing with me. I get up, I have a cup of coffee, and then I'm off to the gym. So I'm in there fasted. So they do say there's a difference between eating fueled and eating fasted. So now I'm going to transition to eating fueled because I'm going to go after work, which will be about 9 a.m. I'll get off work, drive back to this side of town, hit the gym. I won't have to watch the clock. I'll be able to like really get my lift in and then go home, shower, refuel, get some sleep. And then I'll probably be waking up about the same time my wife is getting off of work. So then I'll be waking up. I can get my lunch together or whatnot for my shift that's going to be in a few hours. And then she gets home. We can spend our time together. And then as she's relaxing, getting ready to kind of fall asleep, I'll get up on out. And 3 days a week, I'm going to go hit evening cardio, core, and sauna for the show prep. And then that way, that'll help me too with trimming down and getting leaner. So I'm going to use it to my advantage. Instead of using it as a negative, oh, I got to change my schedule. I'm gonna make the best of it.
Yeah, and even, man, having the gym so close now, I'm thinking about, I probably won't do it today because after I'm gonna go watch the Eagles play today at a sports bar, but I might start doing 2 a days.
Yeah, 2 days are fun, man.
Yeah, just because it's so close. So
yeah.
It's 2 minutes away. At least do like a little cardio session.
Wow.
In, you know?
Yeah. Yes. Walk in, do 20, 30 minutes.
Easy.
What is that?
Go to Smith's.
You're gone less than an hour.
Right.
And you got some cardio in.
Yeah, I'm like,
you can even probably get in 10, 15 minutes in sauna, like if you really wanted to.
Just plan where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to plan the cardio while I go right before I get my groceries.
There it is.
This is right next to it.
There it is.
Man, I'm so excited about the layout.
Is it a pretty decent layout?
Yeah, it is nice.
Do they have a yard like that? The other one, they have a back outside.
They have a yard. They have the back outside. They have a few more machines on the outside portion compared to the one on Sunset.
Really?
Yeah. So, and then they have like two different, kind of like the one on Sunset. They have the main yard, and then they have one in the back, and then going into the outside.
Got it.
The one thing I will say is the one on Sunset does have more squat racks.
Okay.
But they have a shit ton of squat racks. This one has, I think, probably like 2 less or 3 less. But
I've never seen all of them. I've never seen all of them being used at once. Well, granted, we go in the morning,
at 6 p.m. They do.
They're all used.
Oh yeah,
really?
Yeah, that's why I couldn't go anymore. I was like, man, fuck this.
Yeah,
that's why I started switching to the morning. It was too crowded.
Wow.
But the time we go, that's not going to be a freaking problem.
Yeah.
So it was nice because then I'm able to. I can just superset.
That's awesome.
Just everything. Yeah. It's.
Yeah. Man, in the morning too, that's a good time for supersets because you can get on 2 different things.
Yep.
So I tend to do a decent amount. I think everybody should. I think everybody should do at least 1 superset per gym session. And I would say at least 1 drop set per gym session. Those are kind of like a couple little key things right there that kind of push your body a little bit. So you've helped me do a couple drop sets.
And I so that's actually why I do back and tricep together.
Okay.
And chest and bicep together.
Opposite of what
so I
normal.
Can superset. So I'll do some kind of like dumbbell press.
Okay.
With some kind of bicep curl back to back. So they're engaging different muscles.
Wow.
Yeah. So one of my Marquise, he's been on here before. He's the one that showed me that.
Okay.
That program, and it's been awesome. Like today I did back and tricep.
Okay.
Yeah, so
which is opposite because most they say back with bicep, right? Because as you're pulling on your back, you're pulling with your bicep.
Right. So then you're going to do a superset of a row and bicep curls. Like you're just being the shell, that bicep,
Yeah.
where you do a chest press, you can isolate those triceps a little bit more.
Yeah.
With the cable extensions or whatever.
I love learning new stuff too.
Yeah.
Man.
So Marquise kind of introduced me to that, and I like that way better than the back and bicep or
Really?
chest and tricep. Personally,
Sick.
I've been using that more recently.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my. It's easier to just do the supersets.
There you go.
Using it that way.
Yeah.
But man, dude, anything else you want to kind of finish off with? I think that was solid.
I think well, another thing too that we didn't touch on, and just I want to wish everybody a happy holidays. And the reason for the season, right? It's Christmas. It's not Xmas, or we say holidays, but there's a reason. But just I've been one that in the past has been real anti-holidays because of my childhood, because there was always, during holidays, it's always very stressful. And it was growing up. So stress always turned into fights and yelling and screaming. So I was always very turned off holidays. And then now I'm trying to make the best of it. Like, I've been really calm, like we talked about, but the tree's been up since basically Thanksgiving. Lights went on the house the day after, I think it was. Enjoying these times. I didn't always enjoy these times. Even my first marriage, I used to be like bah humbug, and it was because of my upbringing in childhood. And my mom was in 2 major accidents, separate years, just before Christmas. Once was Christmas Eve out shopping for me and my brother. Really, really bad accident. And one was a couple years prior to that, was just a few days before that, where she was on the back of a motorcycle, and they were Ortega Highway in Southern California, and they were coming around a corner, and somebody was cutting a corner in a truck, so they lost it, and my mom flew off the bike, and had not been for a boulder that she went head on and hit, she would have went over and gone, but she went head on with it. So it was a couple things like that that made me not particularly like the holidays. Because of traumatic incidents when I was younger. But I've tried to change some mindset. So I feel like this has been a good holiday season, Christmas season, and I'm ready for the holidays and ready to enjoy in a better environment for myself with my family.
Wow,
so I've been standoffish in the past. So enjoy Christmas, enjoy your loved ones. Always hug, kiss them, tell them you love them, even your friends. I do that a lot more now. I tell my friends that I love them.
Yeah, I've been able to do that a little bit more too.
Yeah, it's because love isn't always about a sexual type of thing. It's. I mean, you can love your friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll be sad if they're gone. Like, you're gonna cry if something were to happen. Like, if you're going to cry about somebody's passing, does that mean you love them?
Yeah.
Probably. Share that with them. Tell them, I think there's a lot of people that don't do it as much. And again, it's probably the way they were raised. Maybe their parents didn't say it, when you were kids. And a lot of those type of things mold people into who they are. And if you can't break the cycle, sometimes it's tough. Sometimes there's good upbringings, people that grow up and that have, two mom and dad in the household, and maybe both are, really good careers. You're probably going to grow up to have a good career, stuff like that. So there's good instances out there, but for the less fortunate, sometimes you have to be the one to break that cycle and change things around.
Yeah.
So
definitely been trying to do that myself for sure.
Yeah.
But man, I appreciate you coming.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me again. Yeah. Always fun. Again, anytime, man. Super cool.
Yeah. And if you
hopefully people aren't getting bored or tired, man.
I hope not, man. I got some good stuff out of this, and I've been having some good feedback. So
I think maybe next time, as I'm getting closer to my show date, it'll be a little bit more. We can talk about that, like things that I've been having to do, and then I would love to do a post show, come out and talk about my full experience, maybe the outcome, again, I'm not looking. I have no, don't want to use the word desire to win. I have no anticipation in winning. I want to do this as a process to go through. I was always competitive, like I said. So I want to do it to go through it so I can learn and do better on the next one. Yeah. So I would love to have one maybe closer to my show date where I've been going through a prep, and then maybe one post where I talk about kind of how the whole day or weekend went would be cool.
You know, it's funny, before I close out my, when I was in Texas for Thanksgiving, I ran into there's somebody I always meet, or I meet at the gym Thanksgiving week, Vanjie, because she works out there. Okay. She does bodybuilding. And I was like, oh, hey, I saw last time.
You see her once a year?
Hey, I saw you last year, right?
That's cool.
And she's just like, so when are you going to do a show?
Yeah.
And I was like, you really think I could do a show?
Why not?
Yeah.
Dude.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to think about that.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm going to think about that. That's like the first thing she asked me. So when are you going to do a show?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Don't do it for nobody else but yourself.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
You know? And dude, I'll be there to support you, man.
I appreciate
that'll be rad.
Yeah.
That'd be rad.
Yeah, because she's done a few, and I think she's going to do one next year. We'll see. But yeah, she seems to be doing well.
Awesome.
Too. So
yeah, I'm excited. I'm a little bummed lately. I was going to use this a coach, and I get that doing a show and prepping for a show, you have to dedicate time and you have to do the work, and which I have no problem. But I work Monday through Friday, Sundays, church day, shopping day for the week, laundry day.
Yep.
So that day is really locked up and busy. Saturday is kind of the only day off. And I also keep myself available if they ask at 3:00, you want to work tomorrow, on Friday afternoon, I keep myself available. But this guy wants, get there at like 8:30 in the morning. I'm there at 8:20 because I'm always early to everything. Because to me, early is on time is late. So I'm there early, and then he shows up at like 10 to 9. And then it's like, sit around tying the shoes and all that stuff. And it's like, start at like 9:30. And then we're there till like noon. And it's like, this is way too drawn out, man. This is way too long. And like, it's not even like he's coaching me. He's just lifting, and then it's my set, and it's like, it's really not what I thought. And I was like, no, I can't just take all my Saturdays and have 3-4 hour gym sessions in the middle of the day on Saturday. It takes away from other things I want to do. So I had to step away from him and using him, and no fault to him. He just won a show. I mean, the guy's a monster. He's a beast, it just wasn't working for me. So I wish I could find somebody else. And man, these guys are expensive too. So that's a whole nother thing. So right now, my best friend is ChatGPT.
Hey, dude.
Asking ChatGPT, for meal prep plans and certain things. So
yeah, I use ChatGPT all the time for this.
I'm still getting new to it. I'm still new to it, but it helps out a lot.
Oh yeah, man. Chat's just I've done it before where I'll put my business expenses, the finance reports of my clinic, and have it uploaded by ChatGPT. And I'll say, okay, Chat, can you research the past year of what we can improve as far as finances? What are we spending too much on? What do we need to change with visits, costs, and all that? And it'll just lay it out for me.
Seconds.
I'm just like,
it's scary.
Yeah, man.
It's exciting, but it's also scary.
Tell you what. Yeah. So one time I went through Chat and I said, what should I do for lower back pain? And they gave all these exercises, and I was like, I wouldn't do that. I was like, okay, well, that makes me feel better. Yeah. And they said, if your pain still hurts, go see a physical therapist. I was like,
there it is there.
I said, okay, I'm still good. Right?
There you go.
Jobs yet, man. But
awesome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me on again.
Yeah, it was fun. We'll do it again soon.
Thanks,
Sammy.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.